So one team in the finals got like 2 or 3 of their players DDoSed, and they ended up losing. And then a bunch of people were just like, "You have to remake it. You have to do this. You have to do that." And I'm like, it's not really, that's not really, the other team's fault.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make them replay because 2 people got DDoSed and stuff like that. And there was so much there's so many people all frustrated. It was like 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and I'm alone in the office. And so I take a break to go think about it. I walk outside of the room, and there's no one here, and all the lights are off, and I'm just like,
Live from Tampa Bay, Florida, it's the Home Shopping Spree.
The En Masse office has a bunch of boxes. Gotta do something with those. Those gotta go somewhere. We got a stack of boxes in the office. I didn't steal, but I took 10. So I have 10 statues. Canyon Clash. Lucky brings up Canyon Clash. Canyon Clash was amazing. That was such a thing. We had P-Sun in there. We had people from Platform were in there to update the leaderboards. It was chaos. We were doing a bunch of stuff that we really didn't know how to do. Back in that day, streaming wasn't the easiest thing in the world. OBS was not where OBS is now. We had these random Battleground GM commands to get people together. So you would have to reach out and you'd be like, hey, I need you guys to come stand over here so I can invite your group into the Battleground. And then you go get the other group. And then all of a sudden, one of those people would be like, one of our people isn't logged in right now. You're like, your match starts in 10 minutes, bro. Call them, do whatever you need to do. We need to get this guy online. There's nothing I can help you with. To get them online. I can't delay it. You fit in this time slot. This is what we got to do. I think almost every team was good. There were a couple disconnects. We tried to get them in as fast as we could. But dude, that was just chaos. I think what was it? 3 days in a row? We did it Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday or something?
Yep.
Oh, man.
Yeah. That was insane. You remember the console that we had to use to put everybody together? Was just it wasn't even really like a console. Most of the stuff that we had to do were just slash commands.
Yeah, they were just slash commands.
And so I remember I had to make sure that I blocked the slash commands when we were streaming and stuff,
and that's why we had to do it on its own server, because there was no way to do Battlegrounds on our game server in that controlled manner. It would have screwed everything up. So we had to build a server to enable those commands. So technically, everybody logged in on that server at that time could have used those commands if they had known them.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought they had to be flagged accounts. Yikes.
It was basically like a QA environment. If you're an account that can log into that environment, you can use those commands. There's no association with an account at all. They're just turned on or they're turned off. So right now, our live services have turned off those commands.
So that first Canyon Clash that we did was kind of a collaboration between Tree Shark and Minea. I wasn't even working on the community team yet. I was working in content, but I knew Twitch. Everybody was coming to me to ask me about Twitch, and so I was like, yeah, I'd streamed on it, and I know some of the stuff, and I have ideas on what we could do to make it happen. But that first Canyon Clash was a collaboration between production and community and customer support and everybody. And then all of the other ones were basically me on an island figuring out what the rules were going to be and all this kind of stuff. I would still have meetings with Tree Shark, and then I was on the community team, so I would be working with Minea. But man, it was because it wasn't different teams and stuff the same way that it was the first time. I represented customer support for it and community, and then Tree Shark represented basically everybody else. So he would have to maneuver QA testing and everybody else with what's the ops, getting ops signed off on it. So
from my understanding, the reason we never did another tournament was the amount of time it took to put it together, having to build the server, having to have everybody there, having to get the support from the developer. To create all those accounts, we had to do that on our end. It was all manually done for the most part, because we couldn't just hand off account creation, because it was it was an environment that wasn't on our account management system. So we would have to find out who everybody was, create their account, flag them, and let them log in, and set up the times. And one of the hardest things to deal with was putting it together. There was always that question of, well, how do we run it? Do we run it 3 days in a row? If we do that, if we run it a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, some people won't be able to make that, and we have to schedule that time. And a lot of our people are hourly, so we're working them on the weekend. And it's just like a lot of the players are like, I can't play 3 days in a row. Like, I work on Saturday. You know, I'm in school and then I go to work on Saturday. Like, I can't. And it was like, okay, let's see what we can do. So the other alternative was to run it like every Saturday, just a couple of matches. But then you're at the same thing. Like, we're trying to get people who, you know, are in school and working to commit to like a month-long tournament. Like, that's not going to be a thing. Like, they can't meet up for that. If you get your final bracket and half the teams can't make it because they've got other obligations, like, how do you fit this in? Like, these people aren't paid. They can't set aside their life. They're not going to, you know, give up some classes or give up one of their work schedules to come play TERA. No one could ever settle on what was appropriate and what would work. And at that point, we had seen what all the flaws were from doing the other two. And we're like, if we ever do it again, we want to do it better. But realizing to do it better, we really weren't in the place to do it at that time.
I think we ended up doing 5 tournaments, though.
Really? I only remember 2.
Yep. Nope, we did 3 Canyon Clash. And
holy crap,
one,
really?
I know at least one Skyring Slam was the name of the other
Skyring Slam.
Yeah,
we did Canyon Clash 3 times?
Yeah, I think so. I'm trying to remember. TERA, gather your troops. Canyon Clash 3 is coming. Facebook post. September 30th, 2014. Those were so stressful for me. Oh my god. I think it was Canyon Clash 2 or Canyon Clash 3. Or was it? I don't even remember now. Or it might have been the finals for Skyring Slam. But the DDoSing was so insane. And I was the only person at the office when it was all going down. And like one team in the finals had gotten DDoSed. I think it was Canyon Clash. So one team in the finals got like 2 or 3 of their players DDoSed. And they ended up losing. And then a bunch of people were just like, you have to remake it. You have to do this. You have to do that. And I'm like, it's not really, you know, that's not really, you know, the other team's fault.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make them replay because 2 people got DDoSed and stuff like that. And there was so much, like, there's so many people all frustrated. It was like 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and I'm alone in the office. And so I, like, take a break to go think about it. I walk outside of the room, and there's no one here, and all the lights are off. And I'm just like,
Yeah, why did I stop helping? Why wasn't I there?
Yeah, no, you stopped helping. Most people didn't volunteer. I had to beg people to come help.
Eesh.
The only person who showed up to all of them was Minea and Harmonia. I think they showed up to every single one, even when Harmonia wasn't on customer support. I think they always showed up. Neurosis, I think, missed 1 or 2. He was usually pretty much on point. But I had to beg everybody else. I had a lot of ideas for different types of events that I wanted to run, and I could not get buy-off from enough people to play in with me. It was unfortunate.
Why were we so unwilling to say no to, or so unwilling to say yes to things? What was the issue? Don't call him out. No throwing under the bus.
Nope, I'm gonna do it. No, the only thing looking back on it that I could think of is everybody else hated me. That's it.
I mean, yeah.
I knew it.
Duh.
I think part of it was people were nervous to get on cam. I think that was people got more comfortable with it later when like Twitch is streaming and the integration between the company and the community through avenues like Twitch and YouTube videos showing people on cam and stuff. I think people got more comfortable with it later. At least that was the impression that I got. If that wasn't the case, then I think people just didn't like me. Maybe I was too abrasive. I don't know. Even for Extra Life, I was like, I sent an email out to the whole company. I'm like, hey, who wants to come in and play for an hour, and we can make this a whole company thing. It's gonna be great. And I think I got Harmonia, like I was saying, Harmonia, Neurosis, Minea. I think I got one other person from CS, and then I got the CE frickin' O. And he came in and he played TERA for like an hour and a half and got murdered by people in PvP because he didn't have time to play. He played like a Baraka Berserker, and he just got dumpstered on for an hour and a half and then had to go. But I really appreciated it.
Chris Lee did. Chris Lee was
Chris
amazing.
Lee. Yeah, Chris Lee was awesome.
Love that guy.